Trump Talks Movies, Army of Darkness. Howdy, folks, and welcome back for part 2 of Trump Talks, Army of Darkness. Last time Ash got beat up some, complained a lot more, and got sent on a quest to find a book. Let's see how he does. Ash is riding through the forest when a cameraman starts chasing after him. He seems really scared of the cameraman. You would think he'd know there'd be one. He is in a movie. Ash gets knocked off his horse like a loser and falls in a puddle of mud, which is a band that makes terrible music. Ash runs away some more and hides inside a windmill. He has to hold the door shut cause the camera guy really wants to get in, and he screams exactly like a woman would in a similar situation. JD screamed like that when I put his genitals in a vice for getting me KFC instead of McDonald's. I think he's impotent now. The camera guy gives up and leaves, and some other spooky stuff happens. Ash pees himself a little, probably. He seems like the type who would, afterwards, while building a fire, he sees his reflection in a mirror and smashes it. Obviously doesn't recognize his own reflection like a dumb dog. I can recognize my own reflection. Put me in front of any mirror and I'd know it was me in 2 or 3 minutes tops. Tiny little ashes come out of the pieces of mirror, and they play some practical jokes on Ash the Scamps until he knocks himself out. One of the little ashes gets himself swallowed by Big Ash, and Ash kills him by drinking boiling water. Poor little guy was just trying to have some fun. Another evil Ash starts to grow out of regular Ash, and they beat each other up. Evil Ash does a merry little jig, and regular Ash shoots him in the face. He clearly doesn't like Irish dancing. Ash chops up the body, and the head says some mean things. How is it still talking? Ash heads out and gets to the graveyard, and it turns out there's 3 books. The old wizard guy should have warned him. Very inconsiderate. He opens one book and gets sucked into it. He manages to climb out, but his face is messed up. He shakes his head, and his face is less messed up, but he kind of looks Roman. Seriously, watch the movie and tell me he doesn't look Roman. He tries the next book, and it bites his hand and flies around like a pissed-off bat, biting his face. Ash reaches for the 3rd book, but remembers he has to say the 3 words. I remember those, cricket, barracuda, Nigel. Ash can't remember the last word and thinks it's the N word. You can't say that anymore, Ash. You get into trouble for saying that now. He tries to be tricky, but it doesn't work, and everything starts to shake. Spooky skeleton hands come out of the ground and beat Ash up. For a promised one, he gets beat up a lot. You'd think he'd be better at fighting. He runs away and complains some more. Back at the windmill, evil Ash comes back to life, and all his parts get stuck back together, which is very convenient for him, but bad news for regular Ash. His face still looks like chewed up beef, though. Not an attractive person. Ash gets back to the castle, and he's rude to everyone. He gives the wizard guy the book and admits he didn't say the words right. Very stupid. Deny everything. That's what I always say. The wizard says an army of dead people is going to come back to life. Very bad business. He says the dead guys will attack the castle to get the book, but Ash doesn't want to stay and help. Sheila hopes she can change his mind cause they had sexy times, but it doesn't work, and she calls him a coward. Very unfair. For all she knows, he could have bone spurs. A flying monster thingy shows up and kidnaps Sheila because she's too stupid to run away. It takes her to evil Ash, and they smooch, which must have been terrible for her because his face looks like a dog's butthole got blown up by a firecracker. Afterwards, some scouts say the dead army are on their way and everybody wants to run away. Ash makes them feel bad and convinces them to stay and fight. Guy needs to make his mind up. He says they should get Henry, the Scottish guy from the start, to help out. I don't know why he would. They were going to throw him in a monster hole. Back with evil Ash, and he's turned Sheila into evil Sheila and made her ugly. There isn't enough attractive people in this movie already, and now there's one less. Very disappointing. At the castle, they have a training montage, and Ash invents the steam engine and gunpowder, although he did it by reading, so it doesn't count. At night, evil Ash arrives with his skeleton army. I wonder if any of them have bone spurs. The battle starts, and Team Regular Ash uses exploding arrows. Some skeletons blow up, and others run away. What are they worried about? They're already dead. This makes regular Ash happy and evil Ash gets very upset. I don't blame him. Using future knowledge to win is cheating. I bet regular Ash is a Democrat. The skeletons break into the castle and start to murder everyone. The people aren't very good at fighting, probably because they were trained by Ash. Ash runs inside, and you think he's hiding, but he crashes through the doors with his car, which he's turned into a death mobile. He's doing a good job until he sees evil Sheila, who's pretending to be normal Sheila, and he crashes his car instead of running her over. The foolish fool. Up on the parapet, Arthur is protecting the book until evil Ash knocks him out with one hit. Guy couldn't take a punch off a baby. On the ground, evil Sheila tries to stab Ash a bunch of times until he kicks her in the monster hole. Ash goes up to the parapet and he has to fight some dead guys, and he's doing okay for once until evil Sheila attacks him again. The woman has been nothing but trouble for him since the start of the movie. Ash stabs her with a spear and throws her off the parapet. Good riddance, I say. Ash fights evil Ash, and there is a lot of back and forth until Ash cheats and sets evil Ash on fire and knocks him off the parapet. Very unsportsmanlike behavior. You think Ash has won until evil Ash climbs back up and he's just a spooky skeleton now. Honestly, he looks a lot better. At least his face doesn't look like someone attacked him with a cheese grater now. They fight some more, and this time it's Ash's turn to be knocked off the parapet. He falls really far, but somehow he's fine. Must be a promised one perk. Evil Ash jumps down and lands on a catapult with a bag of gunpowder on it. The fuse is lit. Evil Ash. That's not a safe place to stand. It looks like the dead guys are going to win, but Henry and his men show up and save the day. Very convenient. Ash sets off the catapult and evil Ash flies through the air and explodes. Sheila comes back to life and is normal Sheila again. Afterward, Arthur and Henry square up and you think they're going to fight, but they hug it out and become buddies. You think you're watching a movie and it turns out to be a documentary about the creation of the United Kingdom. The next day, the wizard gives Ash a potion that will make him sleep until his own time, but only if he drinks the right amount. Why doesn't he just give him exactly the right amount? He already knows Ash is a moron. Ash hides in a cave with his car. He takes the potion and sleeps for hundreds of years. He sleeps too long because he took too much, because of course he did. And when he wakes up, the whole world is trash. So he starts to complain again. Very sad ending. I think this movie was okay, but I thought Ash whined too much and was a bad choice for a promised one. Also, there wasn't enough attractive people and everybody looked like they smelled. I give this movie 2 out of 5 puckered mouth and nooses. If you enjoyed this video, then please like and subscribe and share it with your friends and maybe your enemies too.